Folks, welcome back to the channel and welcome back to a brand new review. Now, I had this on my weekly watch a while back and I've been wanting to review it for the longest time. I think I reviewed this on my Rob Rants channel. It might still be up there, but I don't know. I think it's a pretty good thriller and it has an amazing cast. The movie is The Resident, with Hilary Swank and Jeffrey Dean Morgan. Christopher Lee makes an appearance as well. This film it's good. Basically about this guy who is a peeping Tom. I mean, that's basically what he is. Likes to look at Hilary Swank through the walls, through the little peepholes that he has there, you know, like if it looks like there's a drain or some kind of vent. No, it's not. It's not a vent. It's just there to look like it's a vent, because behind the wall, he can open that and look right through there. He's getting a little smart there, right? Put these beautiful women in the apartment and he can just look at them all day. But you basically have Hilary Swank, who's a doctor, and she's looking for a place to stay. A place that's cheap and affordable. I mean, she's a doctor. She makes good money, obviously, but in the city, I think it's like New York, in the city, it's really expensive to even get a small place. So she's looking for a place, and she's going around trying to find different apartments, and she comes across this one that is really cheap. And Jeffrey Dean Morgan he's basically the landlord. He's kind of fixing up the apartment and he offers her the room for a really low rent. Jeffrey Dean Morgan also has his father there, which is, he's played by Christopher Lee. He's kind of has like a medical condition, stuff like that. You get to learn a little bit more as the movie progresses. But yeah, he gives her this room for a cheap price, and he kind of inches his way in to her life. Honestly, I don't blame him, because she's beautiful. She is gorgeous. Hilary Swank is gorgeous. I mean, he's sitting there. She moves in. She goes into the bathroom and she starts to take off her clothes and stuff, and he's looking at her through the vents. He gets to see everything she has to offer. She gets in the bathtub and stuff like that, and he's watching it all. He is watching everything. And so then again, that makes him more obsessed. He tries to inch his way into her life, and it works for a while. He, he kind of helps her with stuff. And he kind of repairs. He gets invited over for dinner. The thing is, she has an ex, and, they kind of touch on that a little bit, where I guess her ex really treated her bad or like cheated on her or something like that, and she's still not ready to move on from him. So there's a part in here where these two actually hook up a little bit. They start making out. He gets her clothes halfway off, and she goes, "You know what? I can't do this." She's like, "No one's touched me like this since my ex." And she's like, "I just really can't do this." Boy, does that hurt. Why don't you just kick me in the balls over and over again? Because that's basically what it is. I mean, they're on the bed getting ready to you-know-what, and then she's like, "I just can't do this." I hate that shit. If you're going to go all the way, go all the way. Stop sugarcoating it. So Jeffrey Dean Morgan, he basically gets up. He looks pissed. I mean, he's just like, "I'll call you later." He just leaves. And here's the kicker. Her ex shows up out of nowhere, and they start seeing each other again, and the ex comes over for dinner at her apartment, and they end up having sex. Now, if there's nothing more that would trigger Jeffrey Dean Morgan to do something, that I can't think of anything. That would be the ultimate trigger right there. For me too. If I was, I mean, you're trying to get with this woman that you really like. You get halfway there and she says, I can't do this. I still, no one's touched me like that since my ex. And then the ex comes over and he gets to. That's not fair. Sharing is caring. Why can't we all share? Anyway. So yeah, it pisses him off even more. He becomes more obsessed. He was almost there. Okay, he hit the ball. He ran all 3 bases, and he was on his way home. He was sliding into home plate. And all of a sudden, he missed the base. So he takes matters into his own hands. And instead of just being a peeping Tom, he starts to, I want to say, almost take advantage of her and basically rape her, I would say, because he starts to sneak into her apartment and he's laying under her bed and her arm is laying off the bed like this and her fingers, and he starts to like suck on her fingers. He stays under her bed probably until she falls asleep so he can leave, but he can go in and out of her apartment through this there's like this liquor cabinet, and it's like it's almost like a door, and he builds it that way so he can sneak into her apartment, and he drugs her up. He shoots this stuff into her wine because she drinks a glass of wine every single night, and he has a syringe and he shoots it into the wine, and it basically makes her fall asleep, like a deep sleep. And he goes in there and he starts kissing her and stuff like that. And she wakes up every morning late for work, and she can't understand why. Every morning she wakes up late. So she starts to take her blood. She takes samples of her blood and she has them checked out. And it turns out she sees that there's some kind of stuff in her system. So when she finds that out, she sets up cameras in the apartment. And again, he goes to lengths that it's just crazy what he does. He basically gives her a shot like in her foot or in her toe, so she falls asleep and doesn't wake up. And he sits there and he undresses her and he starts unbuckling his pants like he's going to have sex with her. And it's on camera. And she has it on camera. But the thing is, he doesn't even know that she set up cameras in the apartment. This technician guy, he comes over and he sets up cameras in the apartment. You would think that he would know about the cameras, but he doesn't. He doesn't know. I mean, he's so slick. He's so slick in this movie. If it wasn't for the cameras showing what was going on, she probably never would have figured it out at all. The only thing she figured out is that there was something in her system that was causing her to sleep. But she can't prove it was him doing it. You know what I mean? So the thing is, like, yeah, he doesn't even realize that there's cameras there. So the third act of the movie, there's like a confrontation, which is like a back and forth thing, which really, it's actually pretty good between these two. But yeah, it's one of those movies that you could possibly see on the Lifetime channel, but I think it's a lot better than those films. You know, on the Lifetime channel, you scroll through there, you see like these movies about obsessed teachers, obsessed nurses, obsessed like maids. You know, it's all the same shit. It's like the same stuff. Someone is obsessed with somebody and they can't have this person, so they go to crazy lengths to get them. It starts to become an obsession, then it starts to become crazy. You know, it's the same thing here, but I think this was actually one of the better ones. This is better than some of those films on Lifetime. So that's basically the film there. Jeffrey Dean Morgan is such a good actor. You can see in this movie that he does a kind of a 180 in his emotions because he's this really kind gentleman, this really nice guy that would do anything for you, help you with your furniture if you need to bring it into the apartment, help with the groceries, a guy that would do anything. But then you see the other side of him, that he's just like this weirdo, like this guy who is a peeping Tom, and he's obsessed. It's like two sides to him. So yeah, I like this movie, guys. I recommend this to you guys if you haven't seen it. I think you would like it. It's only 91 minutes long. It goes really quick too. Once she gets into the apartment, it's like it flies. But anyway, yeah, Hilary Swank, great actress. Jeffrey Dean Morgan, great actor. And Christopher Lee, the time that he has on screen is good. He doesn't really say much, and he's really not in the film a lot, but he's there. So that is my review of The Resident. Let me know down below if you've seen The Resident. Did you like it? Did you hate it? I'll be back with more reviews. There are some reviews that are coming out that I mentioned in my weekly watch, which I explain that I will be reviewing them individually. So those are coming up too. I have some new movie reviews coming where it's new movies that I just saw, like in the theater and stuff. So that's coming up too. So hope you enjoy this. Stay tuned for the next video.